Hello and welcome back to a new video. My name is Maya, I'm 27 and I moved from Germany to Barcelona and now to Tarragona. So now I said it finally, and today's video is from a different location. As you can see, everything is still chaos. You can't see it right now. All the things for the living room are behind the camera, so it's a mess. But I wanted to create a nice setup because I love how much light comes into the apartment. Today is also really warm and really nice weather, and I love that it's finally getting warmer. And I'm so excited to share everything with you in today's video. I know that I kept it as a secret for long enough, but it was really important for me to first try to find out how I think about everything, because it was so fast. I think I never moved so fast in my life. Just like 1 month ago or so, I was the first time in Tarragona at all, and I made a little weekend trip here, and I just thought that maybe this is a place where I need to go for the next chapter. Here I am now. It is unbelievable how fast everything was, because just during the weekend trip I got the thought to move here, and I looked for an apartment just for fun during this trip, and actually it was this apartment that I saw and that I really liked, or that we really liked. I checked it with Clara, of course, and we both thought that this one would be a great fit. And like 1 or 2 weeks later we had a visit for this apartment, and then we signed the contract. So it was absolutely crazy. It was the first apartment that we saw and the only one that we visited, so I couldn't really comprehend everything and think about it for a while. It was just too fast to understand everything, but I can tell you it is the right decision. I'm really happy right now and how everything went. But in today's video I want to talk with you a bit more about the whole process, because even though it was really fast, I think the idea started way earlier in my head, and I think the first moment was actually during my London trip. So a lot of things happened in my life recently, or in my mind especially, where I thought that I needed kind of a change. And yeah, today I will explain everything, how I came to the realization, and yeah, why I did everything. And even though I'm really sad about leaving Barcelona, I know that I will come back for sure, and I hopefully have some news in the future. We could still have a kind of meet up there, or I will definitely share more insights about Barcelona, show you still my favorite places, go to my favorite art stores in Barcelona, but I will also share some new places, and I think this will be really exciting. I already found so many really calm and beautiful places, and I can't wait to paint outside and to just take you with me on a really relaxing day and also a calm day. And this is also one of the reasons why I decided to move here, to have it a little bit more calm, to have the quiet and to calm down a bit, because I think the last 2 years have been a little bit too crazy for me. But I don't want to talk already about it too much. Just start with the video now and give you the whole explanation, and I really hope you enjoy it. It had always been my dream to move abroad, to live somewhere sunny, to make art, to have my own studio. One day I left everything behind and moved to Spain to make that dream a reality. Soon after, I had my first small studio where I could work alongside other artists. When I later moved to a different neighborhood in Barcelona, I had to look for a new studio. The commute from my new apartment was simply too far. I never could have imagined that shortly after that I would open my own little art shop. Suddenly my art was more visible, people would walk by, come inside and look at my work. That was one of the greatest gifts I could ever imagine. My dream had come true, but was it really my dream? I think that sometimes you have to live your dream to realize it's not really your dream. At least not at that moment in your life. Money became tight very quickly. As I moved into a bigger apartment and rented my own shop, the expenses increased a lot. Of course, I had thought it through beforehand. I did the math more than once, and I knew I would have to make sacrifices. And I could have kept going. I could have kept everything the way it was, but I would have had to limit myself in every area of my life. There was no money left for personal things. No money to invest in my business or in my studio, which desperately needed renovations. No money to sign up for a choir or swimming lessons. No money to take a Spanish course or just to buy some running shoes to go for a run again. For For all these things, I would have needed to save for a long time. I told myself I could just hold back personally and push through until better days came, until I started earning more. But I underestimated what it does to you when you constantly worry about money. On top of that came the issue with my corporate job, a job I had not been happy in for a long time. It paid well. It made all the progress and growth in my business possible, but it came at a high cost. Mentally, I was getting worse and worse. I had my first panic attack in my life. I couldn't breathe. I cried often during work. I just wanted to leave. But suddenly, I couldn't anymore. I had taken my own freedom away. No savings, debts I still had to pay off, no realistic prospect of finding another job that paid the same. And my studio was the one thing that gave me joy and balance. I couldn't give up the very thing that helped me cope with everything else. I knew there were only two options. Either I keep going, push through, wait for things to eventually get better while risking my health. Or I change my life now, drastically, so I can finally start living again.
Down the city streets, didn't care about the world, hadn't heard about it all, didn't know about the hurt, didn't know about the fall. We were the restless ones, trying to find a way back home. Restless ones, trying to find a way back home. After school at the park, we'd meet around dark, chasing dust devils round the wooden mark. Cicadas singing a tune, they got the lightning blues. Those days are over, but I got you, yeah. We were the restless ones, trying to find a way back home. We were the restless ones, trying to find a way back home. Trying to find a way, trying to find a way, oh, trying to find a way, trying to find a way. We were the restless ones, trying to find a way back home. We were the restless ones, trying to find a way back home.
When my decision became clear, I felt an immediate sense of relief, as if a heavy stone had been lifted from my chest. Suddenly, I could breathe again. In the months before, I had felt completely trapped, as if there was no way out. Now I could finally look forward again. And I realized how important freedom has always been to me. Even as a child, I wanted adventure. I wanted to live in another country. I always wanted to do my own thing, to be free, to decide how I live my life. Freedom has always meant more to me than security. But somehow, over the last few years, I lost it. I stayed where it was comfortable. Yes, it was my dream to have my own shop, and it still is. Maybe one day, even a co-working space for other artists. But not now. I still want to see more of the world, experience more. Owning a shop comes with a lot of responsibility. Financial responsibility, but also emotional attachment. I had to be there in person to open the shop. With my shift rotation in my corporate job, that was never easy, and suddenly I felt even more trapped. I lived in a beautiful area of Barcelona, but it wasn't the place I wanted to stay forever. And slowly a kind of panic started growing inside me. This isn't it, not now. I didn't want to invest all my money into renovations while knowing I might want to move on again. I still want to live in different places. Maybe live for a year in Granada, maybe for a while in Costa Rica, maybe travel the world with just a backpack for a year. As long as I haven't done that, I can't fully commit. I definitely still want another small shop or studio soon, and I'm already looking for something in Tarragona. But then it would be something cheaper and a shared place with Clara. A place to work and to meet some of you, who's also paying only the half rent for our apartments than before. This would make a big difference already. So I still want a place to work and to meet some of you, but this time without commitments, without investing a lot of money into it, without major renovations, because I'm certain there will still many chapters ahead of me. I love Barcelona, and I always will. In many ways, this city saved my life. I found myself here. I learned to love myself. I started truly living. I had a beautiful time here, and it will always have a place in my heart, and I will definitely come back. It would be wonderful to have a base in Barcelona one day and travel the world from there. But Barcelona is loud, fast, and intense. I also love that about it, but in my current situation it became too much. My mind was already loud enough. Financial worries, job stress, personal pressure, and then there was this non-stop fast-paced city around me. I never felt like I could truly slow down, and that's exactly what I need right now. Even in cafes, I felt like I had to leave quickly. There was always movement, always pressure, people waiting for a table. The noise, the traffic, the air. At some point I felt like I was suffocating. I desperately needed peace, a place where I could sit alone, no noise, no chaos, a place where my mind could finally rest. Isn't this an amazing view? I love it so much. Nobody is here. It's really crazy. I really love it so much already here. Just wanted to talk for a bit because today is my first full day here in Tarragona after the move, because before I just was in the apartment to sort everything and to unpack the boxes. So today was my day off. I also didn't work in my corporate job today. I actually had an interview for another job today and it went really well. I got directly to the next round and I'm so excited about this role. I really hope that everything works out and that I will get it. Because again, I mentioned it a lot, but I'm not happy in the corporate job where I am at the moment. And this is also what the video is about. And I don't know where I will put this segment of where I'm talking right now, but I try to put into words why I made this decision in this video, and one of it is definitely that I need to relax a little bit and I need the quiet time, and I definitely get this here because the view and nobody's here. And I really, really love Barcelona, but it was always so full, so chaotic. Couldn't really relax. Every time when I sat in a cafe, I had the feeling that I needed to go directly somewhere else. And it's also really often like this, that I was in my favorite cafe, for example. You saw it in the previous video, and I was sitting at the table and I ate a croissant, but they said that I need to leave because I didn't buy the lunch menu. So yeah, and there was no seat available in other areas. So it is sometimes kind of annoying and sad, and everything is just chaotic. But still, I love Barcelona. I definitely want to go back one day and have a little base, maybe also a little bit outside or a little bit more up in the mountains near the Tibidabo, because I love this area. But I also missed a lot the sea. Where I lived in Barcelona, I always needed to drive with the bus like 40 minutes to get to the ocean. And now I'm here like in 10 minutes. Or I don't know, walking is around 15 or 20 minutes, but with a bike it's like 4 minutes. And then you have the time to relax and you are on your own and you have places to sit. This is one of the reasons I wanted to have a quiet place to calm down, because I think the last 2 years have been really, really, really stressful for me. And I was definitely going into a burnout. I really felt it. And I don't know, I feel like I can breathe again here. Also, the air is definitely better, I need to say. Can't tell you how happy I am. I already feel so relieved and more calm, and just like I can breathe again. And this is a nice feeling, and I definitely will continue to work on all my things. And I think that with another job, which I hopefully get soon, and with a new location, I think that I can get more inspiration again, more creativity, and have the time and the capacity to work on my own things again. I always felt in a rush somehow, and I think this will change here. And I don't know yet for how long I will stay here. Maybe there will be new adventures ahead, and I'm really excited to always take you with me and to celebrate life, because this is the most important thing, that we live and that we enjoy all these moments. And I can say I'm back to living again. I want to live again. I think it started with my London trip. For the first time in a long time, I traveled alone again, and I realized how much I had missed it. New places, new people, new perspectives. There was never enough time or money for trips like that, but that's exactly what I need. That's what gives me inspiration and motivation for new work. Then I had 2 weeks off from my corporate job in January. During that time, I took a weekend trip to Tarragona. On the train back to Barcelona, I watched the landscape and the sea pass by, and I had tears in my eyes. Suddenly, I felt the beauty of the world again, and I asked myself what I had been doing for the past 2 years. It didn't feel like I had truly lived. When I talk about this, people often tell me that I achieved so much, and that's true. In 2025, I reached all my business goals. I made many dreams come true, and I'm grateful for that. But they were my business dreams, not my personal ones. I still don't feel comfortable in my body. I kept putting my health last. I always told myself I would take care of it later, start exercising later, take care of myself later, live later. There's no time, I kept saying. First, I have to make it. First, I have to build my business. Then I'll take care of everything else. But that moment never came, at least not in the 2 years, and maybe it wouldn't come for a long time. Another year would pass without me taking care of myself, without enjoying life, without giving myself the time I need. A new person I met recently showed me how important it is to slow down sometimes. She showed me how beautiful it is to write letters again instead of constantly being on your phone. And I realized something. At first, even the thought that I should write the letter now stressed me out. I immediately thought, when am I supposed to do that? I don't have the time, and that made me sad. How can something so beautiful feel like pressure? How did I forget how to simply take quiet moments for myself? To see them not as tasks, but as something gentle and meaningful. That's when I realized I can't keep living like this, because this isn't living. You see, many things influence the decision for the move. Being under constant stress, feeling close to burnout, financial pressure, all of that led to this spontaneous and radical choice. But it was the right one. That's why I was able to handle this goodbye better this time, even though it was sudden and intense, because I'm genuinely excited, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I can't wait to fully experience life again. I will sit down and write letters, drink tea without feeling rushed, spend more time on photography, going outside, move my body, just exist. Finally, the knot in my chest is loosening. Finally, I can breathe again. Finally, I can live again. I know that from now on, I can put even more energy into my creativity because so much stress and pressure has fallen away. I can invest in new canvases and equipment without guilt. I can let new places inspire me. And I want to take you with me. I promise there's so much more to come. Just because I'm leaving Barcelona for a while doesn't mean this is the end. No, this is only the beginning.